Men. Males of Reddit. What is the worst breakup you've experienced thus far? I was single for some time and met a girl on some training course we were both doing. I was interested in her but didn't want to put myself out there. Once the training was finished, she invited me to a party all the other attendees were having. It was there one of her friends explained to me that she's super into me and if I felt the same. I spoke about it with her and just like that we started going out. We did everything together and had a lot of unprotected sex. She told me she was on the pill. Anyway, fast forward a few months and she doesn't feel well, but goes to visit a friend who recently had a kid. She calls me a couple days later and tells me when she saw her friend and explained how she didn't feel well. Her friend said, "Oh weird, that's how I felt when I first became pregnant." She did a test and boom, she was pregnant. I took this well even though we hadn't been dating too long. I wasn't about to up and run. She then tells me, "Don't worry, it isn't yours." Turns out she had been sleeping with someone else and was almost positive it was theirs. Naturally, I was distraught as now I could no longer see this great woman, who I had done everything with and who may have been carrying my child. I tried to talk with her but she blanked me. I later found out she had a miscarriage. Her and the other guy are now married with 2 kids, neither are mine. And I'm now happily engaged to my partner, who I've been dating for a few years now. An ex broke up with me due to her being in a bad place mentally, as she was clinically depressed but trying to wean herself off her meds. While that was going on, her best friend died, and she was absolutely unable to deal with life and withdrew from the world. Understandably, this made me seem too clingy for her and she broke up with me, expressing the sentiment that she just can't deal with life and people right now. I accepted her terms and decided to try to move on amicably. Some time passed, and she presumably started feeling our breakup was too smooth and was paranoid. I was so accepting of the breakup because I'd already found someone else. This thought festered in private until she presented a conspiracy theory, where she was absolutely adamant that I had been cheating on her with one of our mutual friends, who I had only met once at this point in time, but talked to on Facebook a couple of times. This then snowballed into wild accusations of which she was extremely sure, to the point of convincing a large chunk of our shared friend circle into believing the ferocity of her crusade was itself a strong indicator that I must have done what she claims, because why else would she be doing this, as she gives a general honest impression and is not known to be a liar. I lost pretty much all my friends in this process and rumors circulated about me in our shared social circle for years. The truth, meanwhile, was that at the point that I got dumped, I had never even met the person I was accused of cheating with. Had my first healthy relationship after about 4.5 years of an abusive one, and I had finally felt complete. The relationship was amazing at first, but then about 7 months in she started talking about her ex a lot more. After he refollowed her on Instagram, 2 months later they ended up having a class together in university. And the last month was her basically telling me she might still be in love with her ex. She basically dumped me a few weeks after, saying she couldn't be in a relationship at the moment and she needed time to fully get over her ex. Stupidly, I stuck around as a friend, hoping we could restart our relationship while she got her shit together. After about 6 months of me waiting and her actually getting over her ex, she ended up getting with a guy who slid in her DMs on Instagram after telling me profusely she wasn't ready for a relationship. She's now going to travel across the world with this guy from Instagram a mere 4 months after they started dating. While I'm still not over her and think about her every day. We've cut contact, but it still hurts like hell. When my dad died, I inherited quite a bit of money. Wouldn't you know, this girl comes waltzing into my life around the same time. We had this whirlwind-esque romance. We talked about marriage and having kids and the whole 9 yards. She had me buying her designer everything head to toe plus accessories. We went out to nice greater than $100 person dinners 3 or more times a week every week. We went to every concert we wanted to. We flew to music festivals out of state. Stayed in 4 and 5-star hotels everywhere we went. One night, I had borrowed her MacBook to do some stuff for school. I was 20 to 21 at the time because my had just shit the bed. I had written her a song and went to record it in photo booth. Opened the app to see pictures of her nude modeling various designer handbags and clothes that I hadn't bought her. I was super confused, but decided to just exit the app and go on with my schoolwork. While I was working, She got a notification of an email from some dude and the subject was something about liking pictures, so I was a dick and opened it. Long story short, she was basically a sugar baby and had all these dudes eyeing her shit from handbags to bicycles and giving her money in exchange for nude pictures. It all kinda clicked at that moment that everything was a lie. I wouldn't have even been mad if she had come and discussed it with me first. Like, I don't own you. If dudes want to give you shit just for some naked pics, fucking get yours, girl. 100%. It's that she did it behind my back and had lied straight to my face dozens of times when I asked her where she was getting all this new shit. Some backstory. My dad was my best friend in the world. He was everything to me. When he died, it fucked me up. It's been 12 years now and it still fucks me up. For years, I spent 100% of my time fucked up on drugs and alcohol. Not a single moment sober. I'm guessing she used that to her advantage. But how someone could see that situation as an opportunity to manipulate them for their own benefit is just so fucking disgusting. When I confronted her, she came clean about it all except the part where she had been cheating on me for months with a completely different guy who wasn't one of her sugar daddies. How much shit can one person want? You've got me buying you everything. You've got another boyfriend buying you shit. You've got multiple sugar daddies buying you shit. Never understood that part. TBH only found out about the other boyfriend after she had a slip of the tongue while confessing about the other shit. So that was all just fan-fucking-tastic. After 2 years of very good moments and stretches of apathetic stagnation from the both of us, she broke up with me after a very good couple of months. We were making serious plans to move in together. We just got back from a vacation I paid for almost entirely, which I only give a shit about now. The minute we got back, she ghosted me for a week. I was so damn confused as I thought things were going well. Out of the blue, she says we need to talk and she breaks up with me because we're just going in different direction in our lives. I accepted it because it was true. However, what I didn't know until a while later is that the direction she was going in and had already arrived at was some other guy's dick. That fucking killed me. I felt so damn worthless. For the 2 years following that, it got worse and worse. I found out the guy she cheated on me with was a guy she met over a video game 2 weeks earlier and talked to me about. I then found out that she had also lied to me about my best friend of 10 years and was the one reason we're barely even acquaintances anymore. She took a truth that he and his GF at the time were in rocky water and spun it to say that he was basically raping her. I heard it from the girl's mouth later on that was absolute bullshit. She admitted that their relationship was basically all about sex at that point, but that she was the one initiating it over half the time. And there was so much more of that stuff too. That was just the biggest one. So not only did she cheat on me, but she also ruined all the trust I had from my best friend. I lost both of the people most important to me in the span of a month because of her. Jesus Christ, that bitch. 6 months after we broke up, she drove 5 hours to a house party a bunch of my relatively new friends were at because she thought I'd be there. Turns out I wasn't there. My soon-to-be new girlfriend was. She spent the entire night telling everyone we never broke up, and I had been cheating on her for months. We both moved away to different colleges. She spent the whole night crying crocodile tears, sending group snaps with strangers and some of my friends telling me to go fuck myself, etc. Convinced the girl I was with at the time to suck some other dude's dick as revenge for being the other woman. I called her once I realized she was lying to my friends. And she admitted to me on the phone after about an hour of bullshit that she knew we were broken up and was maliciously lying to try and destroy my life. She then asked if we could make up and be friends again, and if she could come to the next party because they were her friends too and she had so much fun. And I have no right to take that from her. I recorded our whole phone call so that shit got shut down pretty quickly. When I showed the friends at the party her admitting to lying in the audio of our call, well, just the friends that didn't do anything to make me never speak to them again, lol. My personal worst one was my first. I was a sheltered kid, narcissistic mother, anxiety. Felt choked. Felt cheated out of my childhood by my mother, all kinds of fucked up. I was 300 pounds and lost 120 pounds to join the Marines purely off of a survival instinct to get away. I wanted to join and get out as far away as possible. Ended up in Japan. I met this Japanese girl and we hit it off pretty well, but it only lasted 3 weeks. I had a massive overreaction, tears, depression, etc. Not good. My roommate looks at me and says, "Dude, I think you need some help." He was right. I spent all 4 years in the military building myself up and fixing myself. Still doing it. As bad as that relationship kind of fucked me up, I absolutely needed it, and it initiated an incredible personal upheaval that I would have never gotten if I stayed at home. That 3-week relationship was the most important one of my life. Right now I've met this girl in a Norse heathen server I'm on, and we just slid right into place beside each other when we both had given up on dating lol. We have discussions, we chit-chat and flirt, and we are always excited to see the other again. We have the same life vision. I help her with issues, she helps me. We build each other up instead of down or remaining the same. I go to meet her for the first time in December and I'm so fucking excited. I think this might actually work out this time. Ultimately, it may fucking suck for whatever reason you have. Mine was a very personal lack of childhood love reason, but you will learn from your breakups. You always learn, work on yourself and be the best person you can be for yourself. And the right people will show up in your life. I had a girl who was a leech. Stayed at my place, didn't work, didn't cook, clean, etc. I don't expect it. But if you're not willing to work outside, you should do chores. Just my way of looking at life. She would stay at my, watch shit on TV, get her mum to come round and do our washing, cleaning, etc. Then claim she'd done it all. Her mum was okay with this, and if she couldn't be asked to do nothing at mine, she would get her mum to take her back to her parents' house while I worked through the week, doing 12-hour shifts every day Monday to Friday, then get dropped back to me on the weekend. Was shit. Anyway, I tried to break it off 6 months prior to the real finishing of us. She went fisco on me. Said she would do horrible things to herself, me. I was already suffering a lot mentally after leaving the military and not able to adjust back. She had been spending my money and I was just allowing this to happen because I was so fucked. Once I worked up the courage to break it off, we were outside her parents' house. She demanded to go back to my house. She had stuff she wanted, fair enough. I drove back, and she flipped in my house. Started getting crazy, throwing shit, trying to hit me, etc. Looking back, it was kind of funny. Proper tantrum. Then begging me to stay with her. Saying she'd had always treated me as a king, etc. I lost 18 kgs in the time we were together after the forces, due to not eating right. Anyway, I told her she throws one more thing in my house, I'ma call the cops and sue her. I took her key off her, told her to go phone her parents, get the fuck out my house. She took my dog. But I don't care, she can keep it, we got it together. I paid, but fuck it, she left all her shit in my house. Tried to find me after I left, went to all my friends' houses, parents' house, my local pub. Her parents drove her around looking for me. I packed all her shit up, paid my buddy $50 to take it to hers. He ended up spending the 50 on beers and meat for me and him. After he'd done that, she wouldn't leave me alone, calling, texting every day, stalking my every move, getting people to inform her what I was doing. Pure fisco shit. Tried to call me to come walk the dog with her, pay for the dog's vet bills. Anyway, I rented my house out, noped out of the country and started a new life. Life is glorious now, but that was a hard year. Had to relocate to get away from her, change my phone number, delete all social media, and told my family friends to not share my number with anyone unless oaked it. I hear stories from time to time from friends in the area. To this day this fisco still goes on about how I'm an asshole, etc. And when she finds where I live, she'll pay me a visit. To give background first, we met at our first job at 17, me 16 her. We started dating not long after we met. It didn't start well since she also casually dated another coworker. We became exclusive after she said she wanted to only be with me after not dating for months. Things ended because she brought up me converting to be a Mormon, and I said that wasn't on the table for me. So a week later she abruptly ended things with little explaining. We ran into each other in passing a few times and talked twice during the next 2 years. But she was hurt and bitter cause I never called her and felt like I never cared about her. 7 months after she told me she wanted nothing to do with me, she reached out saying the Holy Ghost told her to do so. Yeah, I missed a red flag. After a month of talking, her friends said she had become a happier and different person since talking to me again. The religious stuff came up, but this time she said that she refused to lose me again. We dated for a while, and we were very happy and we had a loving relationship. I had to patch things up with her family and I did a lot to make that right. Still, the happiest moment of my life was going to get her at the airport when she moved back, and it was the first time in 2 years I saw her. When we were alone, she held my head in her hands and said, "Why did I let you go?" Then she fell asleep. That she left to do an 18-month mission for the Mormon church. Even though I visited the church with her, I still didn't want to convert. She pushed me away and left without saying goodbye. She ended things in a letter she put in a Book of Mormon, explaining I would deprive her of everything her beliefs promised if I married her, which I had proposed to her before she left, and we had intended to get married. I tried twice to reach out and wrote this very heartfelt letter of how I felt about her, but she gave me the ultimatum of converting or never hearing from her again. I refused to convert. When she came home, I ran into her and she just was harsh and said everything was my fault and brought up things from 4 years prior when we first dated. She walked off and said she'd never see me again. Last time we saw each other, we walked by each other as I left a showing of Avengers Endgame. Last time I saw her, I left a call and was headed to my next while I passed the temple. I saw her with her new husband, and this was now less than 7 months since she returned from her mission. I was absolutely devastated, and I hadn't dated since she gave me the ultimatum a year prior. I felt absolutely betrayed and lied to. She said she'd marry me and we had worked through so much and she walked back on all of it. Least I'm free of being forced to have 5 kids and pretend to be part of a religious group. That's best called a cult.